Welcome back to the Gilbertson Aero Factory. Today is Saturday, the 27th of December, 2025. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. I've got 2, maybe 3 hours that I can goof around out here and actually try to build something. A couple things that I wanted to show you. The last time you saw me, we just finished up the aileron push tubes. Took them over to Tim's, sandblasted them, Cerakoted them, and you know that I welded the threaded rod ends in, but I didn't actually show you them when they're done. So, whoosh, here they are. If you want to know why Cerakote, go over to Tim's channel at tflight77 and learn all about it. They came out great. I'm really happy about the decision ultimately at the end to go ahead and weld the rod ends in. So these things are rock solid, and bonus, I explained why in the last video why I wanted to do the Coast Guard orange, but these are far from the smallest or the largest airplane parts that I have in my shop, but at this point they are definitely the least likely to be misplaced. So that's that. One other thing related to this box right here and this monstrosity that I made yesterday. This is a pneumatic foot pedal that will be able to operate, well, my squeezer, but anything pneumatic for that matter. It looks over-engineered. It's kind of really not. The input and output here on the pedal are so close together that I couldn't put quick connect fittings right here. So I had to use these 3-foot leads, and these things are kind of unwieldy and they'll cause the pedal to flip over on the floor. And I just wanted to continue practice welding. So I have that. All that to say, with the goodies that are in the boxes, skins, dimpling skins is going to become a much simpler task in the future. I'm really looking forward to that. So when I do get to using these tools from Clemson Aeronautics, did I say that? Hisham from Clemson Aeronautics sent these over. When I get to using those, I'll let you know, and I'll let you know my honest opinion of them. There are some that I'm really looking forward to using. If you're unfamiliar, just go to his channel, which I think is Clemson Aeronautics, but also Tim uses some of his tools, and I think Brandon at Slink Air also uses some of his tools. I'm excited to have some now as well. So anyways, before I say let's build an airplane, I'm gonna turn this place into a functional space. You won't have to watch that. Then we will begin building an airplane. The left flap. Okay? Yeah, that's about it. Let's build an airplane.
Okay, here we are with the voiceover, and it's going to be some pictures, a little bit of video, trying to explain what actually happened on Saturday. I'm recording this on, what is it, Wednesday. It's New Year's Eve. If you hear any noise here, fireworks, that's typical of the neighborhood I live in East Texas, pretty much all over Texas, I'm sure. At any rate, I was going to clean up a little bit, and I ended up completely gutting the garage and turning the Gilbertson Aero Factory back into the actual Gilbertson Aero Factory. So that really took up all of my time on Saturday, but it was worthwhile. In fact, I think I recorded a little postscript on that.
Still December 27th, and it's about 4:30 now instead of 1:30. It's taking me about 3 hours to do all of this. This is actually starting to look like the Gilbertson Aero Factory that I love and enjoy working in. So my time is up for today. I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and do some actual building on the left flap. So nothing happened today as far as building is concerned, but a lot happened today to allow me to build. So next time you see me will be not today.
Yeah, so Sunday, the next day, turned out to not really be airplane building day, but continuing shop improvements. This was a project that I had sort of on the agenda for a long time, which is getting an automatic drain valve thingy set up for my compressor because it's a pain in the butt to drain that thing, and I'm pretty bad about getting that done. So since the shop was functional and usable, and the compressor sits back in the corner over on the motorcycle side of the house, I decided to take care of this now. Plus, I just wanted an excuse to do some welding. So I fabbed up this pedestal to get my compressor higher off of the ground. So that was also a problem. It's too low to the ground, and draining it at all was a pain in the butt. You actually have to like move it away from the wall, tip it over, reach that valve. So anyways, I'm making excuses here to do some steel work. But now you can see one of the things that I think, I'm not sure if I described, but the reconfiguration of the shop, the motorcycle shop is tightly packed. The wings are over there now because I don't need to get actively into those. Everything in the real part of the Gilbertson Aero Factory is rollable like it was before. And it's pretty nice just to roll the tool caddy out front and make all the big messes out there and roll it back in when I'm done. So this is a kind of a look at the frame that I built. I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting than just a box. So there it is put together, amateur welder, good results. I jumped on that thing, can't break it. And here is kind of with the valve installed there. We'll do a little push button test. I have it set that it will drain every 20 minutes for 2 seconds. And it's pretty noisy when it does, but maintenance free now. So that was the entirety of my Sunday, but it is all in its place and working. And you'll probably hear that thing hissing sometime while I'm recording. Okay, back to actual airplane building and a view of me doing stuff that you haven't seen me do in a long time. Let's see here. The shop is once again usable. I'm so happy about it. This was earlier today. So Monday, Tuesday, I wasn't able to do anything of the shop other than add a couple more parts onto that compressor business. But today I got out there and spent a couple hours getting reacquainted with the left flap. That's what we are doing here. This is left flap redemption, and we're gonna get this thing finally put back together. But it took me a while to locate the parts. I knew that I had all the replacement parts that I needed, but to locate them and then spend quite a bit of time refamiliarizing myself with the plans. And it is a little bit weird because the flap is mostly built, so we're kind of jumping around into different steps. But the big important thing is that there is a heavy aluminum bracket that sort of saddles the forward inboard edge or corner, I guess you'd say, from like the spar to the inboard rib, a two-piece bracket that you build, mostly fabricate. There's some very precise measuring, drilling, and like a 6.3 degree bend that you have to put into one piece. And Tim and I were having some discussion about it because there is, I'm going to go back and look at the videos when I did this originally, because when you're trying to figure out how to assemble these things, you have a part that's mostly empty, right? Just a raw piece of aluminum, and then you have some callouts where you drill some holes, and then that has to be mounted to the spar, and then you'll use the spar as a guide to match drill 3 more holes into it. But then the piece that you just made, the 5 holes that you drilled, you have to drill those into the spar. But before you do any of that, there's no geographic anchor to to square this thing up and make sure that you're actually drilling, match drilling with the 2 pieces in the correct orientation to each other. Sounds confusing when I'm saying it, and that's why it's supposed to be confusing when I say it, because it's confusing when you do it. Obviously, I have done it before. It worked out, and but I gave Tim a quick phone call to see if he remembered how he went about it, and we kind of got it sorted out. So this was prepping the new spar, and first time using my pneumatic foot pedal thingy for my squeezer. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I like that I'm able to simply hold on to the squeezer without manipulating it while I'm dimpling. It's less fatiguing, and there's less opportunity if I don't have to raise that trigger up over the gate and then depress the trigger to get it to actuate. That means that my hand is more still and steady, less chance that I'm going to do something wrong. What I don't like about it, though, with the foot pedal is that when you release the pedal, the ram on the squeezer is very slow to release when it exhausts. And I think it's because that foot pedal has a built-in muffler, like exhaust muffler on there to keep it quiet. And I think that for me, it's too restrictive, and so it causes it to back out slowly. So I might modify that. But other than that, that was the first time using it. It worked great. I actually, from Hisham over at Clemson Aeronautics, one of the things that he sent was a bench mount, something that you drill and mount to your bench, and then you can put your squeezer in it and handle the material with both hands and run it through. So I didn't have time to get that set up today, but I am going to get that going. That is something that I'm pretty excited to use among the other tools, and I'll show you those as we get into them. So yeah, today I got that spar prepped mostly. It's interesting on this one, the top side of the spar, you dimple it. The bottom side of the spar, you need to machine countersink all of those holes because the skin along the bottom of the flap is dimpled, which will mate up with the spar, but you don't want to dimple the spar because on top of the spar, or the next layer in that sandwich, the final layer in the sandwich, is a piano hinge, which is very soft, and that's what actually attaches the flap to the airplane. And so to avoid having to dimple the piano hinge, you instead machine countersink the spar so it can receive the dimples on the skin. So I have to go through and do all of that, and then I have to figure out, sort of rebuild that bracket, and then get it all put back together. So when I get back into this tomorrow or the next day, I'll go ahead and finish up the sort of parts prep, scuffing, priming, dimpling, all of that other stuff, and then get into putting it all together. But this is a good first step back, and excited for making real progress here. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you on episode 156.